This week's Torah portion, Vayishlakh, we reach one of the most, if not the most enigmatic, esoteric, mind-boggling verses since creation, Tohu Vavohu and Gan Eden. Jacob has finally confronted his brother Esau. He's met him. Everything's okay now, so to speak. On a particular level, not on a sort of cosmic Jewish rest of history struggle sort of level. But then afterwards, he gets his family through the Rivri book. And then we read the following verse. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the break of dawn. What? Who is this person? Why are they wrestling till the break of dawn? It's mind-boggling. Rabbi Raphael Birdugo looks at these passages, builds upon sages, Nachmanides and others, the Zohar, and he explains, we first start by asking, what's going on here? Right? What is this battle about? Why does Jacob's heel or his tendon is sort of dislocated, or his hip socket? He then asks, the angel asks for his name. He changes his name from Jacob to Israel. Then Jacob asks, what's the angel's name, right? What's all that about? And why are we told, right? This is very odd. Once Jacob's ankle gets twisted, we are told we are never allowed to eat again till this very day, right? Very eerie kind of to read that back then, until this very day, which is when we're videoing this right now, we can't eat the tendon or the gid hanasheh. So what's going on here? Rabbi Raphael Birdugo, like others before him, says it's clear that this struggle is a struggle symbolizing the battle between the Jewish people and Esau, or the nations that come out of Esau. There is a reason why it says that Jacob Vayira Me'od is frightened by meeting Esau. He's not frightened by what Esau is going to do to him. He's frightened because he knows that Esau has two things that he doesn't. Esau has spent more time in Israel. That's the purpose of the Jewish people. And Israel has always respected his parents. Something which, So he fears, but it goes okay. He confronts Esau. He does something he's never done before. He comes like a gever and says, here I am. Let's talk about it. And Jacob does something he's never done before. That's why this person comes. This ministering angel of Esau. He fights with him, and then he says, "What's your name?" And Jacob says, "Jacob." He says, No. Now you're Israel. Why? You're a straight shooter now. You're no longer just the stockbroker, the sort of conniving. You went and confronted your brother. You're fighting with me. You're not running away. You know what? You're from now on Israel. Jacob takes this as an omen, as a sign. He says, wait a second. Does that mean Jewish history is going to change forever and always now? There's going to be a happily ever after, and not only at the end, but throughout? We're going to be okay without the struggles, without the pogroms, without the holocausts? The angel says, let's not get over our heads. This is why Jacob asks, what is your name? He wants to understand if, as a result of him now being called Israel, is the ontological entity, which is Esav's ministering angel, also going to change? Does it mean that the Goy might always going to have power over us and do what they do? And the ministering angel says, forget about it. I'm not relevant. I'm not changing. You're changing a little bit. You're going to have a little bit better. God's still with you guys. But Esau stayed in Israel. Esau respected his parents, so things have to change. This then leads us to the following, to understand the dislocated ankle or hip socket, right? What does this represent, and why this eerie, as a result of this particular fight, we can no longer eat this. We can't eat this because it's in the animal, because it symbolizes what is going to happen to us throughout Jewish history. It symbolizes the 4 fast days. Rabbi Raphael, bringing Zohar and things that he's heard, he says, when it says et gid hanasheh, et gid hides within it gematria, the numeric value of the 4 fasts. If you look at the word gid, tendon, gimel is for Gimel Tishrei, the first fast representing the first time there was a split amongst the Jewish people, and as a result, the Jewish assassination. Yud B'Tevet, the second big fast, and Daled represents the 4th month of the year, where we have Yud Zayin B'Tammuz, or if you like, Gid is the numeric value of Yud Zayin B'Tammuz. Add to that et, the tendon. Beforehand, et symbolizes Tisha B'Av, right, the worst of all. And as a result, everything that's going on here, and what the angel is saying is, the reason I have to mess up your tendon, it's a symbol. You might be a straight shooter now. You're on the right path. But don't ever forget what you did. Don't ever forget, and as a result, there is going to be a struggle. It's not going to be an easy one, but God will be with you. Thoughts on the Torah portion for Rabbi Raphael Birdugo. Shabbat Shalom.